Hello everyone. I hope everyone having a good day. Here we go, another tutorial. I'm going to show you how to make a sunflower uh, full set of templates. Keep in mind our editor can make any type of layout that you desire. So if my tutorials are something that is vertical and you want tutorial for horizontal, since we do most of the our layouts are vertical, 1, 2, 3 photos, and we started to do now strips, which is the full set of 1, 2, 3 photos vertically, and the strips. If you need if you need horizontal, 1, 2, 3 photos or 4 photos, feel free to ask us and we will make it with the same set, so it's not a problem. I'm going to show you there's two ways, of course, going to our library, which is animations and templates, or you can upload your own PNG files, JPEGs, backgrounds, and etc. So we're going to upload a background here. This background, you can find it in the backgrounds. And actually, I'm going to make a 3 photo layout. So there is an easier way to do it. I've created actually, let me actually make a new one. There's an easier way to do this. I've created a plain templates which you can load and customize. So what we're going to do is we're going to load a 3 photo, 1 photo, 2 photo, and then we're going to load the strips. So 3 photos I'm going to load, and I'm going to load with layers so I can move things around, right? So first of all, I'm going to upload that background that I said I'm doing. So once you upload the background, you are resizing it to the full length and height, and you want to make sure that you're going to go to backward all the way until you can't. So it's the first layer on behind all our layers. Delete the numbers, we don't need the numbers. And now we're going to select the frame behind our transparency, and since it's red, we'll want something more into a sunflower, so we're going to go with uh, let's say this one is not too bad. So the easiest way to copy onto the other ones is to select all in here, Command C or Control C, and now you're going to go and Control V, Command V to paste it. Same thing to paste it. All right. So we have 3 photo template. We have the transparency, right? In this editor, you can make any transparency and you can move your transparency around however you want. So this editor is specifically created to create animations for PhotoBooth and templates for PhotoBooth. Any size, any PhotoBooth, because you have the custom output size right here, right? So we are creating 1800 by 1200 for example, 360 is square, so it's like a 1600 by 1600. So you can create any size in here. Okay, so now we have the plain template. So we're going to upload flowers, some flowers. We're going to resize the sunflowers, and I'm going to put it maybe a little bit bigger, somewhere around here. I'm going to duplicate this, and I can rotate and position, duplicate it, rotate, and oops, I grabbed the wrong, and position. You can also, I'm going to delete that, you can also duplicate this and simply flip it to the other side, right? However, you can either rotate or you can be flipping things, right? So, but let's rotate this to somewhere to about that. Feel free to do any type of rotation that you want, and I'm going to duplicate this and put it now on this side. So I'm going to put it like that. Oh, once again, you can always lock a layer, not to move it around anymore, like I did. Oh, unlock, I didn't position it right. Oh, this one, sorry. My first layer locked. There you go. Now I can lock it so I don't move it after. I'm gonna position it somewhere here. So now we have sunflowers on 4 corners. We can actually add a little like a leaf kind of thing just to spice it up. You can rotate that. Let's say I'm gonna put it one here, and I'm gonna duplicate and flip. I'm going to put it somewhere here. Okay, I'm going to upload now, let's say this heart. I'll reposition this maybe to here. And I'm going to make it larger. Anything that you import, you can resize. So now I'm kind of on top of this too much. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put this frame actually on top. I'm going to make this nice and big, and it's in the middle. I can move this here, and I can move this right here. So what we're missing is we're missing a couple's names for, let's say. So I'm going to use Paula, something more of a wedding type of font. Also keep in mind you can play around with fonts. However, there's over Bolivar over 200 fonts that we have, so you can choose any fonts in here, right? And I'm going to duplicate that, and I'm going to put and going to make it nice and big, so maybe a 180. Let's see if that will do. Okay, you can play around however you really want, and I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to put mic here. Okay. And actually, what I forgot is I forgot to change the font color. Of course, you can play around with what color you want. I'm going to actually duplicate this color, and I'm going to paste that color onto the end, and also should have done this before. So when you do it on the first one, do the color, and then you can duplicate so you have the same color. But if you forget, you can always copy the color around. So this one we can actually make a little outline just to stand out, which is white and also white. So always when you add an outline to the font, they kind of stand out. So there you have it. We'll have a 3 photo template done. You can feel free to add the logos, dates, and stuff like that. I mean, you can add date, say August 9th, 2022. You can you can add dates, put them anywhere you want. You can put it, you know, right in here, for example. So feel free to add whatever you need. I'm just making this as a tutorial on how to create. You can of course add logos and stuff, so you can feel free to add anything you want, right? So now I'm going to publish that. By publishing means you're saving it. If you're not a member, you will have to pay before it publishes. So once you hit the publish, then you have to pay, and it will take you to the download, and you can download in seconds. So, and if you're a member, you can publish it unlimited. So it's always best to become a member, of course, because you have no limits, and you can be doing this all day long, and that's let's publish that now. So once again, by publishing, you are actually saving your work to re-edit if you need to do any changes. So let's say I made that for a client, and the client tells me they want to change something around. In my workspace, which saves in here, and you can go and re-edit and move things around. Let's say they don't want this, so you just delete that. They just want flowers and they just want this, that's fine, right? Let's say they don't want the date, you delete the date and you publish it, and you are saving again. Keep in mind you have the other one as well. You are keeping both copies, so when you go, I have both copies, right? So I'm going to delete that. And now I'm going to edit this, and I'm going to make a 2 photo layout, right? So since it will be 2 photo layout, and I'm going to be duplicating this to different size, I want to delete all this. excuse me, I'm going to delete this, and now I'm going to make the frames a little bit bigger, just about that. I'm gonna move this a little bit up, and resizing my transparent area. I'm going to, since this is a two photo, I'm going to put this in the middle. My middle is right here. I'm going to put this here, put this right here, and put this right in here. Of course, to feel free to, of course, resize this and so on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to duplicate this, but now since I'm duplicating it, it goes on top of my other layers, right? So I need to make it backward, not too far, so just about on top of my background, right? So every other layer is on top of that. So I'm going to move actually this one a little bit here. So there's not too much of a destruction on your transparency. So now I'm taking the transparency, and since I'm duplicating again, once again, is on top of all my other layers, and I'm have to go as far as again on top of the frame. So I have the transparent area. My heart goes on top of that, right? And then there you have it. I have a two photo template. I'm going to save that, so publish it. And I have it saved. It's saved in my workspace. I have the two photo, three photo layout, and I'm going to now create a one photo layout. So one photo layout obviously has to be size 1200 by 1800, right? So those are all my layers. I really, with the one photo layout, I really don't need this, so I'm going to delete that. I'm going to move this over to the size because it's gonna cut in half, because, well, kinda in half, 1200 by 1800. I'm going to delete this, I'm going to delete this and this, and I'm going to move this over here for now, just so I have it. I can move things around, and I'll move one here just in case I want it. So click anywhere on top of your workspace to change your custom size. So I'm changing 1200 by 1800, right? And I can actually put this one right in here. I'm gonna make this even more and now I'm going to make this one on that side. Actually, wait, this side right there, just like that. I'm going to move that date somewhere here. I never changed the color, but of course you can change the color. And I'm going to move that a little bit up, so I have room at the bottom for for my heart here. I'm gonna make it smaller. So let's see how smaller I can. Feel free to, of course, to do whatever you like and how much you want to distract your transparency where the photo goes, right? Uh, Position it, right? Because this is your transparency, so obviously this will be here when the photo comes in. Too much distraction, of course, can go on top of people's faces and so on. So I usually make it that you put just a little bit, so you don't go over anyone's face or you don't cover anything that will be in your photo, right? So now I'm going to resize this, maybe to a 40, 43. Sounds about right. Let's make this one 120. Let's just see how it's gonna be. That's fine. And this one is 43, so let's make Mike as well 43 size and put it right here. Once again, you can position your heart anywhere you want. I kind of feel like this is a good spot for one photo layout, right? Because I have the flowers on this side and I have the flowers on this side. I can make this right here, and I have the names right in here. So there is my it wasn't in the, make sure that it's in the middle. As you see the blue line, that's in the middle. So make sure your position is right. And there you have it. You have the one photo layout that makes a full set almost. Usually that's what people do, if either 1, 2, and 3, or you do either one. You just do one photo and that's it, right? We just make sets, so if your client requests uh, either one or all of them, then you have all, right? So now what we want to do is we want to get strips like this, let's say, right? So I'm going to go back to this one for a second, and I'm just going to take the frame uh, color, just so I have the control C, control command C on Mac. So I'm going to now load this one. I'm going to edit that. Of course, delete your numbers first. Keep in mind this layout is in the plain. So when you go to templates in plain category, right? So that I chose this layout, right? So now I'm going to change all those frames. Once again, Control V or Command V on Mac. All those 6 frames, I'm going to duplicate the color that I actually did for the other frames, right? For the other templates, right? So I'm going to upload my background. so it's the same as the others, right? I'm going to put it behind all my layers, and I'm going to load my flowers there. Okay, I'm going to position the flowers somewhere here. You can also go backwards, so it's uh, behind, so you can put it like right here, so it's behind my frames, or you can put it on top of the frame, right? Once again, it is your choice, and you know the photo is going to be here, people's faces are going to be here, so uh, you choose how you want to do it, right? If I would do this, I would probably do it like that. That's not too much of a... And I'm going to duplicate this and put it on the other side. So it's the same, right? I'm going to upload the same heart, right? And I'm going to use that in here. I'm going to duplicate it, and I'm going to put it right here. And now I'm going to use the text. So the same. mm, 43. Sorry, this one will be around 30. White. And the same font. Maybe a little bit bigger. Let's see. Yeah. So now, since I already have that, I can actually duplicate this and put and make it bigger. And I'm going to duplicate the Paula and put Mike. So there it is. And now I can duplicate this and put it here. Duplicate the end and put it here. And duplicate Mike and we put it right here. Let's see if we can bring this just to see if I can do something with it. Let's see. I can put it maybe somewhere here, duplicate it. Put it here. However you, I mean, you can do whatever you desire. Just there you go. There you go. Okay, so there is your uh, strips. So once again, those are 3 photo strips. You can choose other layout with a 2 vertical. I mean, you can cut down. If you want only 2, You can delete this, right? I'm going to save this. I'm just going to show you how you can make a little bit different. So once it's saved, I so there are other layout that are available. So you can go to templates. I'm going to add more, of course, a lot of different type of layouts that you can choose to start your design. And of course, we have thousands of our own that we've created, so you can load or create your own, right? So, like I said, there is this layout, for example, right, which is the two photo vertical, right? And you can add the same thing what I just did and change colors of the frames, same as I did, add the background and so on. So it's the same procedure for any other layout. Keep in mind always delete the numbers, right? Numbers are just there for just just for your clients to see where the photos are going to go, right? And that's it. So there you have it. I've created. Does not take too long. This is like I said before. This is specifically created to. This software has been created to create photo booth templates and animations because you can create animations here as well, right? So there you have it. Off to the next tutorial will come soon.